joining us now. Hilary Fordwich, royal commentator and a friend of the show. Hilary, it is good to see you. Why do you think it was so hard to, in the beginning, come clean about this, to tell the truth and to let people experience this with her?
And you're absolutely right. There were a vast amount of missteps along the way. But this privacy that she wants now, I think it's something that should be afforded to her. Remember, she did not have to go on air. She did not have to speak to the nation. She did not have to make such a statement. That was something that she chose to do. She is a constitutional monarch. There's nothing in the English Constitution, it's sort of unwritten, that says she had to do that. So I think it's highly admirable. And also, it was very comforting because we saw her in the flesh. We heard her normal voice that we know her to have. And I think it gave her also a really sort of a buy on all that's happened in the past. And last but not least, for anybody who's ever dealt with a family member who's ever suffered from cancer, the fact that she actually took a moment to address them as well was extremely thoughtful and the right thing to do.
No, I thought the tone was pretty remarkable that she had with it. Obviously, there's a very stiff British upper lip there. You talk about sort of this right to privacy, and I understand that lots of people make different choices as they go through medical issues. That said, when you are taking $100 million or more from the people of the United Kingdom, and you are now sort of the modern royals in the days of TikTok and Twitter and everything else, how much privacy can you really expect, especially after you put out a picture that so clearly was meant to be misleading?
Those millions that you mentioned, the pounds, they actually have estimated that for every British subject, it literally is the cost less than a pint of beer. So the question always is, would you rather have that out of the whole year? Would you rather have the royal family? And I'll tell you the British perspective on this, Leland. They look across the Atlantic and they look at our system and they see Trump or Obama or Biden and they say, gosh, would we want one of them to be our head of state? And it actually makes them feel very grateful. It doesn't matter which president you love, you don't love the other one. So it's something that unites a nation, and that's the British perspective. And they feel for the cost of a pint, they're worth having out of the whole year. Now to your point about the privacy, to a certain degree, you're right. And that's why she came public and she actually did this video. How many people would want to have to go in front of the entire world when you've had such a diagnosis? So I think, again, I think it's very admirable.
Yeah. I think, look, your accent gives you enormous credibility in how the Brits look at these situations. Let's listen to just one more soundbite of Kate telling her children about her diagnosis.
It has taken me time to recover from major surgery in order to start my treatment. But most importantly, it has taken us time to explain everything to George, Charlotte and Louis in a way that's appropriate for them and to reassure them that I'm going to be okay.
All right, so it came out at, 7, 8 o'clock British time on a Friday afternoon. That said, I'm wondering how much you think this was her versus how much putting out the photoshopped photo was the palace. And if that doesn't sort of tell us that this is a young woman, I guess you can call her a young woman, but roughly my age, who is decided to take control in a way that perhaps the older royals do not.
She is about our age, and I will say that she is somewhat media savvy because, of course, she's done this. And the mistakes along the way, King Charles actually is the one that had first said that he wanted a slimmed-down monarchy. They have a slimmed-down staff. Their press staff at Kensington Palace is different than Buckingham Palace. It's very slimmed down. So they've made mistakes like a lot of people make. But she did come out immediately and did admit that she'd photoshopped, and she did come out and do this. So I think that shows that they're very human. They're being very transparent, more transparent than a lot of people would be under such circumstances.
Yeah, and obviously we wish her only the very best. And boy, when she talks about her kids, you realize how personal it is and how many hundreds of thousands of mothers are going through the very same thing. And perhaps
you're right.
Some awareness.
And something else, actually, you mentioned about the British perspective. Can I just make a mention about America? In the United States at the moment, her name has been more Googled than either Trump or Biden in an election year. That says something about the interest there is across the Atlantic.
And we also have, and now we have somebody to all root for, rather than root for one side.
My last point is, I think in this day and age, I think when there's lots of questions about being relevant in a changing world, an ever-changing world, for the next generation, she's certainly shown that there's
Yeah.
a way to be loved by the world.
Yeah, 100%. In a way of pulling everybody together and how they feel about her. It's great to see you. Thank you as always. We'll talk soon. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.